Seventh game triumph over the Boston Celtics. So far, coming off the bench, Philadelphia reserves have outscored the Lakers subs 22-10.
And the key man of that has been Darryl Dawkins. He got off to a good start.
Bantam has 6-2.
And he has 3 fouls, which is quite normal for him. It's not an unusual thing that they don't expect.
By the way, Hollins had an earlier foul, and Cooper was called for charging to bring you up to date on the personal foul situation. Darryl Dawkins outside, put through by Julius. Erving now with 14 points. Leads everybody. Matches the biggest lead of the ball game for the Sixers with less than 2.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Now, I think it's important that the Sixers maintain this lead in the first half because it's very important they don't get the Lakers going halftime on a roll.
McAdoo's miss. Cheeks to Bobby Jones. Basket good and a foul. Bobby Jones, quietly, or maybe not so quietly, Russ, has really been the key to the transitional game of Philadelphia going from defense to offense.
I couldn't hear you, Dick. A little too much noise in here.
Talking about Bobby Jones and how important he has been in the transition game for Philadelphia so far.
Oh, he's a very integral part of that. In fact, I'd say that he ends up with more of the dunk shots on the fast break than anybody on the team except maybe Julius.
McAdoo's foul was his first. Both teams in the penalty with just about 2 minutes now remaining in the first half. McAdoo double teamed and Hollins gets the ball away. A big steal by Hollins, and McAdoo gets it right back. Magic Johnson tried to get it to Wilkes, and Hollins was fronting Wilkes. And now a 3-on-2 break, and Cheeks slows it up. Dawkins down the middle. Slam dunk goes off. Here comes L.A. with Wilkes ahead of Hollins. Cheeks picks him up too late.
Darryl Dawkins took off a little too far out so that he had to throw that dunk shot a little bit.
Philadelphia, biggest lead was 11. The rebounding story is even. 1:20 remaining. Looping in with Dawkins. And Dawkins, 14 points here in the first half. He and Caldwell Jones are playing with 3 personals. And the two of them, of course, not out on the court at the same time. Dawkins up front with Julius Erving and Bobby Jones. Double team on Magic Johnson. Dawkins knocked it away. It's still L.A. ball. Dawkins and Kareem, the 2 big men battling.
And they are really getting to know each other there. Now, there's Dawkins getting a lob pass, goes up, makes a layup.
And Dawkins goes out of the ball game. He's replaced by Earl Puritan. So we're going to get our first look now at Earl Puritan, who is in his second year from the University of Detroit. He had 13 rebounds in the 2 games against the Lakers this year and played pretty well.
And now both times down, for the rest of the quarter, the Sixers are going to try to take their time unless they have a very definite fast break so that they can leave with a good lead at halftime.
Hollins, wild shot. McAdoo clears it. They give it to Nixon.
That's not the shot they wanted.
Nixon, Johnson. And a jump ball. And the reason for that is because Nixon fired off the pass to Magic, and he just didn't have the control he wanted to go to the hoop.
And that was a super defensive play by Bobby Jones, because if he hadn't grabbed the ball, it could have been a foul. But once he had his hand on the ball, then the contact is incidental, so it's a jump shot.
Bobby Jones and Magic jumping. They're going to jump it again. High scorers right now, Erving and Dawkins, each with 14 for the Sixers. Bobby Jones has 11. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 10 points to lead Los Angeles. 24 seconds to go in the first half. 18 now on the shot clock. There's a 3-second differential between the game clock that you see and the 24-second clock that the Lakers are operating under. McAdoo setting a screen outside for Nixon. Cheeks fighting through, has him. They have 1 second to go, and they're not going to get it off. 24-second clock expires, and now the Sixers have 2 seconds to get a last score. Turnovers the difference. Los Angeles 15, Philadelphia 5. And Philadelphia has doubled LA's output on the offensive rebounds as well. 20-second timeout called for by the Sixers, and Billy wants to set up that last shot.
He wants to get Andrew Toney on a 3-point shot, if possible.
Andrew Toney, second in the league in 3-point percentage, and a tremendous explosive player. And Julius Erving has said Wait till you see him as you develop. You know he's a great player, but he is a dedicated performer. And for Julius Erving to single out a guy like Andrew Toney says a lot about the second-year performer from Southwest Louisiana.
And what he means by that is, as Toney learns to pick his spots, when to shoot and when not to shoot, and to test the defense so that they can't double team him all the time and just know that he's going to do one thing. Then he becomes such a threat psychologically as well as physically.
Well, Hollins takes the shot and misses, and that's the end of the first half. So, for the first time since the playoffs started, the Los Angeles Lakers find themselves trailing. The score is 61-50. The Sixers lead the Lakers. And coming up, Brent Musburger, Hubie Brown, and Kevin Lockery, and a lot coming up at halftime.
We are back at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where the obviously rusty Los Angeles Lakers trail the 76ers by 11 at the half. I'm Brent Musburger with Kevin Lockery and Hubie Brown. And Coach Brown, you've been really keeping some interesting stats here you've been charting in the first half. Now, you're taking us inside the Lakers. What do you see so far?
Well, I see that we have a problem as far as the Lakers are concerned, because Philly's getting out and getting the easy basket. They're 8 out of 11 on the break, which is coming about due to the fact that we have double-figure turnovers. We're not protecting the ball, but you must give Philly credit for their defense. And then the biggest factor of all is the second shots. Philly is 9 for 10, and 17 in the game is a lot, and they already have 9 out of 10 field goals.
Kevin, you spoke about the speed before we began. You said my 76ers are as quick as the Lakers. That seems to be coming to pass so far.
We thought it would be this way. I believe the offensive rebounding and the fast breaks has been a difference in the ball game so far. Philadelphia has great speed. They're able to make a quick transition to offense when they steal the ball, come up with a rebound. They're doing exactly to the game plan. You got to be delighted the way they're playing.
Hubie, you mentioned second shots. We have a highlight to illustrate exactly what we're talking about. And of course, Kevin, that was one of your concerns when the series began. Would the 76ers get some offensive rebounds?
Well, we felt that if they were going to take Magic Johnson out to play Cheeks, it would take him off the defensive boards. He's one of the main rebounders for LA, and it's shown so far in the game. With Magic out front, they've got an awful lot of second shots.
Now, how do you get Magic back inside, closer to that board, Hubie, so he can pull down some offensive rebounds?
Well, they have to make a big decision. Do they want to continue playing him on Cheeks right now? Cheeks is getting open shots, so that's not working, and the major factor is he's not helping on the board. But we have a bigger concern. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Jamal Wilkes are not in the offensive flow as far as shot opportunities go. Kareem has handled the ball 8 times. He's passed off for 5 baskets, but he himself is not in the attack.
Kevin, are you pleased so far with Daryl Dawkins?
I'm really pleased. He's got 14 points. He's played well. They isolated him early with Jabbar, like Billy Cunningham said he would do. Also, I feel that he has to stop committing stupid, dumb fouls. He's committed a lot of dumb fouls, which takes him out of the ballgame.
And the trap, Hubie?
Well, I'll tell you, the trap has been good. In the initial shot, they're only 0 for 10. 2 baskets have come on second shots. So LA is still there. They're causing a little trouble with it.
Hubie and Kevin, I want you to stay right here because we have a very special piece on Billy Cunningham and the struggles of the 76ers. That's coming up after these messages from your local station.